Yes, welcome to another video. I'm Lewis, above me is Jordan, and this is the first in our mini-series of top 5 who can get striker, innit? You know what I mean? And then we've got one coming tomorrow, which will be the midfielder to replace Fernandinho, and then the final one in the series is 5 left-backs that City could sign next summer. So a lot of these players are guys that you've mentioned in the chat, and obviously we'll give you our opinion on them and stuff. But before we do, let's set a like tiger. Let's go for 1,000 likes, guys. So smash a thumbs up on the video if you do enjoy it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Double check that you are subscribed and hit the notification bell. A massive shout out to our sponsor of the mini series. Here's the guys at Manscaped. If you've got a hairy ball sack, guys, and you want that situation resolved, then pick yourself up this, which is the Lawnmower 4.0. It is the latest in the generation of ball shaving technology. It's ceramic blades, skin safe technology. It's wireless, waterproof, and it has a torch to make sure that you've got the best precision tool in the business. If you want,
this is sick. This is sick, bro. It's like, I need to reload it, bro.
Yeah, reload. It's the best in the business. If you want 20% off and free shipping, if you use code EXTRA20, that's XTRA20, you get 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. Right, okay, so this is the striker. So 5 strikers City could sign next summer. And the first one is one that a lot of people in our chat and in the comments know about, but to be honest, I'm not too sure on this guy. It's Alexandra. Is he called Isaac?
Yeah, Isaac. Yeah.
Now you do the morning shows, bro. Obviously, every morning. I know a lot of people mention this guy in the morning shows. What are people saying about this guy?
People say that he is legit an alternative. I do think he has a release clause, which, you know what I mean. City love a release clause. I think it's around 75 million. I'm not sure about that. It could be a case. I'm sure someone mentioned it today in the morning show. I think it was.
What, that he might have a release clause?
He potentially has a 75 million pound release clause in there, because then other people are liking it to Harlan's release clause.
And he plays for Royal Sociedad, so he will have a release clause.
Yeah, because in Spain they always have release clause.
So he will have a release clause.
So you know what I mean. We are release clause FC, so that would obviously make the deal a little bit easier to get done. And I don't think the wages surrounding this guy would be anywhere near the astronomical wages that surround Erling Harlan. So I think this makes him a good backup. People seem to rave about him a lot in the stream, bro. People seem to like him. They like his movement and that. They say he's rapid, and they think he can be a mint striker for us.
Well, I'm looking at his record now. He played 34 games in La Liga for Real Sociedad last season. He scored 17 goals and got 2 assists. So that's a decent record.
That's decent return, that.
For Real Sociedad. They're a decent team. But that is a good record. His value on Transfermarkt is 36 million. So obviously if you are going to be paying like 60, 70 million, then by that you are overpaying a little bit. But look, he's a young lad. I think he's only 21. He actually turns 22 this month, so he's a young lad. He's an option for sure, and a lot of people in our comment section and in our live stream say that this guy we should be taking a look. So yeah, interesting option. That next on the list is a guy that, I'm not gonna lie, I'd never heard of this guy up until about a month ago, and it's Dusan Vlahovic. Plays for Fiorentina. Obviously, we were linked with him. Tottenham Hotspur were linked with him. He's a big lad, you know what I mean? I actually watched some highlights of this guy. Yeah. He's a big lad, strong, very, very promising, strong up-and-coming player, bro. Yeah,
he looks good with both feet as well, which is good. And one thing that I've noticed about him, he does like to take command on it. He's quite good with the ball at his feet, which is something that you don't really see from these big strikers. Usually a big striker a bit of a donkey touch kind of thing, and usually they're not really quite technically gifted. But this guy is quite technically gifted, does take command on. I think he's good with passing as well, and as well, he's good with both feet. So I feel like he would work very, very well. This guy's rumoured to be around, is it 80 million to 100 million? Around that price is this guy that people are saying that the rumoured fee for him was. A lot of people wanted us to go for him as a Kane alternative. So I think he's one name that will come up again. I think City inquired about him back in March, something like that, and they agreed personal terms then, just in case things did go wrong, but then obviously we didn't end up going for him at all. I think he will be an option. I think it's one name. This is one name that you're going to hear quite a lot circling City.
I think, especially, bro, if he has a good season last year, this season.
Yeah, if he smashes it this season.
He had a good season last year, scoring 21 goals and 2 assists in 37 Serie A games. So that is obviously a good record. He's only 21, so another young player. That was his first breakthrough season. I think if he can play up to that standard again this year, and score the similar amount of goals in a similar amount of games, then people will, clubs will be looking at him as a potential option. I think Fiorentina said they wanted around 80 million euros this summer. So that's what, about 70 million pounds.
Because Spurs and Atletico Madrid were both in for him, but then he ended up rejecting both, didn't he?
It's a big cash, and I think that's why City didn't go for him this year, because it is a lot of money for someone who's only played one season. It could just be a one-hit wonder. So look, this year for him is a big year. If he can provide the goals like he did last year, he's getting a move in the summer. Next on the list is a guy who everyone's talking about and pretty much everyone knows about. It's Toro Martinez of Inter Milan. Now, obviously, Romelu Lukaku was his teammate last year, but he's now moved to Chelsea, leaving Toro Martinez as the main striker there alongside Edin Dzeko, a former City player, of course. Very strong, smaller type of player, different to the others on this list. You know what I mean? He's much more sort of in the Aguero mould, whereas everyone else on this list, and you'll see the two coming up, are much more, they're taller, they're stronger, they're more physical, probably more suited to the Premier League than Toro Martinez. However, I know there's a lot of you people out there who want Toro Martinez, and by all accounts, you can get this guy at a reasonable price. Where I've seen rumours saying you can get this guy out of Inter Milan for like 70 million or something like that. Like, it's pretty cheap in this day and age.
Yeah, this is another player who's rejected Tottenham. He didn't want to go Tottenham as well. Lautaro Martinez is definitely someone that everyone has been looking at. I think he's one of the most named, other than the big dogs. You know what I mean? He's one of the most named people as another option for City that we've seen. A lot of people in the early days, like last season, that's what we was getting lit with him then. I think we did a video like this similar last year, and he was in that. He was in that, and he gets likened to Aguero quite a lot. Some people debunk that and say nah, but he is that, like you say, he is that similar build like the Aguero, the Tevez, he might play low centre of gravity. Yeah. I mean, the same
play slightly
kind of thing.
Differently, but he's still the smaller type of player like Aguero was.
It's like they come from the same factory, you know what I mean? The same mould, isn't it?
I'll tell you what is not similar to Aguero is his injury record, because last year he played in every single Serie A football match. Yeah, he played in all 38 games. He scored 17 goals, and interestingly, and quite impressively, he also got 10 assists.
10 assists?
So he got 27 goals and assists in 38 games. That is a fantastic record. It doesn't look like he picked up a single injury last year from what I'm seeing here. Transfer market got him down as around a £70 million player. I think that's probably about right. I think you can get him out there, and that sort of goes along with the rumours that we've seen, from journalists saying that that's his value. But a very good option, different to the style that's on the list. If you don't want to go for a physical type of player, a stronger and more tall player, he's probably the guy you're going to go for. But that would take a bit of a change from City's strategy from what we're currently looking at as a stronger player. Right, next on the list. And it's that man, Harry Kane. We was on for him all summer. He's decided to stay at Tottenham. Whether that was his choice or whether he was forced, we don't know. However, as of yet, no contract has been signed, no renegotiation has been done, and we all think that he still wants to actually leave, and he's just maybe doing a favour. The question is here, will City revisit this transfer next summer? It's possible. It's really, really possible. And I know some people won't want him, but he is a fantastic striker. He scores goals. I mean, I remember his header he scored yesterday. Brilliant header, powerful, you know what I mean? And something that City want. The question is, for City, is obviously he's 1 year older. Will City and Levy be able to do a deal? Because we weren't able to do a deal this year. Will we be able to do a deal next year? Because City won't be offering as much money next year. He's 1 year older. He's got 1 year left on his contract. I just feel that unless Levy decides to do us a favour, which he's not going to do, I just think we'll be in the same situation next year. We'll be putting bids in that will be way less than what he wants, and I just think we could get stuck in that cycle of putting a bid in, rejected, putting a bid in, rejected. He's not talking because we're miles off. I just think that, look, I'd love to have Harry Kane at City, and I'd take him again next year, but I think we could fall into a trap here, bro, of just talking to a brick wall.
Yeah, I do. I completely agree. I feel like we could find ourselves next year in a position where we just focus on Harry Kane again and nothing happens with Daniel Levy, and he just literally deletes the emails, doesn't answer his phone and that. So if I was in that position, bro, I'd put my offer down, say there's the offer, come back to me if you want it. If not, we're moving on. We're going looking at other striker targets, because we can't sidetrack on Harry Kane for a full summer again, because that ain't the way to go. We'll end up without a striker yet again.
Yeah,
we need to be more. We need to manage it a little bit better than we did this year, and just kind of assess the situation better. Realise when this deal isn't happening. Do you know what I mean? Realise that he's not speaking because he could do the exact same thing. He could force Harry Kane there to stay there for the next 2 years, 3 years, however long as his contract. Which is a shame, really, but it is what it is.
Yeah, we'll have to see on that one. I'm interested to know on that one from you guys. Do you think City should revisit Harry Kane, or do you think that is just a no-go? Let us know in the comment section below your thoughts. Right, the final one on the list. The final one is, of course, Erling Harlan. What a player he is, so young. I'm looking at his record. He's already scored 6 goals and got 3 assists in 5 matches in this year. So what's that, 9 goal involvements in 5 games? That is absolutely incredible. And if we look at last season's stats, he scored 41, assisted 12 in 41 matches. This guy is an absolute machine. He's probably the best striker in the world, you know what I mean, in my opinion right now. And, you know, he grew up having a sort of favourable side to City, you know what I mean? I'm not going to jump on this saying, oh, he was City through and through, because he clearly wasn't, you know what I mean? He had a bit of an attachment to Leeds as well, and I think, you know, when your dad's a footballer going about, you just get attached to a load of different clubs. So, yes, we have a slight advantage, a very small one, that his dad played for City, but I do think that some City fans are going way over the top with this link and thinking that it's all basically just easy deal. I just don't think that's going to happen. You've also got the fact that every man and his dog wants some money out of this deal. His agent wants some money. His dad wants some money. The local baker wants some money. The butcher wants some money. Everyone wants a bit of money when this transfer goes through. I've absolutely no idea why this is now a thing that, you know, just because he's your dad, you know, he's allowed some money now. But apparently these are the rumours going round. The good news on this is that out of them all, this is probably one where the transfer fee, you're actually getting a bargain, because obviously his release clause is 75 million or whatever. So that is a bargain. However, it's then made up by the fact that you've got to pay 40 million here, 50 million there, 60 million there. You know what I mean? So, and his wages are going to be astronomical. It's going to break our wage structure completely. To the finance side, everything about the financial side of the deal screams no chance. No chance. I also get the impression that he wants to go to Real Madrid. Like, I get that big impression. So I'm thinking it's not going to happen. But he is the best striker in the world, and I do think it would be poor from City not to try and get Erling Haaland at City.
Now, we spoke about this on the morning show pretty much all morning. It was like today's theme was literally about Haaland, United and City both going in for him, like Martin Blackburn said. And I do think that will put our name in the hat. I think it's a massive L if we don't. And the way that things are, obviously, we will put our name in the hat 100%. It's just whether we want to break that wage structure, because it will, and it could potentially cripple the wage structure, not just break it. And we have the money, do you know what I mean? We do have the money, but do you know what I mean? Structurally, like the way that we've organised our wages recently seem very organised, very well. Do you know what I mean? It seems to be very good. When you look at like Ruben Diaz was on like, what was he on, like 80 grand a week, something like that, which is incredible. It's insane. And then like, do you know what I mean? John Stones, I know what's he on now? 240, something like that, John Stones, which is mad, but still, this deal is madness. It's something like 800 grand a week before tax. Do you know what I mean? Which is that's an incredible amount of money. However, the flip side of that is he is an incredible player. I'm honestly certain that this guy is an alien. He's not a real person, innit? This guy's a robot. I don't get it. I don't get how he scores this amount of goals in many games. I don't. He's a freak, and he's mint. So maybe the cash, maybe it pays off. Maybe it does pay off, but it's something that the club are going to have to sit down and realistically think about. I would
also say, guys, that, you know, say you get him on a 5-year contract, you're already paying him 800 grand a week or whatever it is. After 3 years, you have to then recontract him, because you can't let him get down to 2 years.
And he's going to smash it.
And then you're going to have to pay him even more. So after 3 years, that wage then goes up. You know,
it's a spiral.
It's a spiral, and it's a risky move in terms of finances. But
you need to get him on something like a 6 or 7 year deal if you're going to get him.
It's a big player, big contract. Let us know your thoughts on that one. And they are the 5. However, we have a bonus option, Bray.
Who's the bonus, Bray?
The bonus option is Ferran Torres. Now, people may laugh. However, Ferran Torres has the chance this year to make a mark. His record last year was very good when he played as a striker. He's already scored 2 goals this year, I think, against Arsenal, and got an assist. For me, he's a fantastic finisher. I think he's a natural born finisher. His movement is already improved this year over last year when playing up top. His heading is great. Left foot, right foot, he's good. He seems to be fast. Acceleration is good. He's strong. He's got a low centre of gravity, different to the type of striker that we were looking for, so more in the sort of the Martinez type of player in terms of like smaller. However, this guy has 1 year to play as a striker for Manchester City with Kevin De Bruyne, Jack Grealish, Riyad Mahrez, Sterling, Foden, Bernardo Silva all supplying him with chances. If he takes it and does well, there is an outside chance that City will just go, you know what, we're not signing a striker, we'll keep Ferran Torres as a striker. He can be our number one. Maybe we'll have Delap as a number two. It's an outside chance. I'm not saying it will happen, and he has to have a really good season this year for it to happen. But if he can score 25, 30 goals, which I believe he can, I think City will really, really be questioning whether they need to go out and spend money on a striker if Ferran Torres has a good year this year.
I completely agree. I think at the end of the season, go back, look at the amount of goals he scored and look at the conversion rate as well. Do you know what I mean? We need to look at the big chances missed kind of thing, see if it is still an issue that is that underlying with our striker position. Because if that's still happening, we'll probably still go get a striker. However, if this guy's banging 25, 30 goals and his conversion rate is incredible, then you know what I mean? We could have an option where we actually don't go buy Erling Harlan or we don't go buy Harry Kane. It is literally just, let's get Ferran Torres. He's the man.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, guys. Do you think we spoke about this yesterday on the video about Ferran Torres, whether it's his breakthrough year, it's a massive year for him, and it is a massive year. And you know, let's see what he can do. Do you think that he has does he have it in him to nail this position and keep it for himself? I think he has it in him. I just think he needs maybe a little bit of luck. You know what I mean? He needs that little bit of luck on his side to get them extra goals, which will then put his stats up. You know what I mean? It's a very interesting one. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. They're the 5, plus the bonus option. What are you saying right now? If you have to pick right now, what would you go for? Let us know in the comment section below. Massive shout out to our sponsors once again. It is the guys at Manscaped. I don't know how that sounds. That could be horrendous, innit?
That could have been horrendous.
Go and check it out, manscaped.com. Use code EXTRA20 for 20% off and free shipping. It's got ceramic blades and skin-safe technology, so your balls are in good hands. Ooh. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you do. Come back tomorrow for our next one in the series, and we'll see you, I guess, tomorrow. See you later.